All right, let's get right into it. I want you to picture a fashion factory, one that can pump out thousands of totally unique, super high-quality designs. Now, what if I told you that entire factory is run by just one person, with absolutely zero inventory, and it's all powered by AI? No, that's not some sci-fi movie plot. It's the future of commerce, and we're about to break down exactly how this whole thing works.
First things first, we got to get this out of the way. Fast fashion, it's dead. The whole era of mass-produced, generic, disposable clothing, it's officially over. The model has completely collapsed. See, today's buyers aren't looking for another cheap logo t-shirt that, a million other people already have. They want something more, something with meaning. And that something is what we're now calling a visual manifesto. This isn't just about clothes anymore. It's a full-on declaration of who you are. It's all about wearing something that signals you belong to a specific tribe. Maybe it's a local running club, a fan group for canned fish, or a book club for people who are chronically offline. It's about high-quality gear for hyper-niche communities. It's a statement.
So that brings us to the big question, right? If the market is demanding this crazy level of personalization for all these tiny niches at scale, how can a single person, just one creator, possibly keep up? How do you build a fashion empire when you have no inventory, no design team, and no warehouse? Well, the answer lies in building a whole new kind of factory.
So for our first section, let's decode the new rules of this game. We need to really get what today's buyers actually want, because trust me, it's a whole lot more than just another generic logo.
Now, what's so wild is just how specific this new standard is. First, the fit. It's absolutely non-negotiable. It has to be that heavyweight, oversized, boxy feel. We're talking 200 to 240 GSM cotton. The layout? It's all about the back. A tiny minimal logo on the front and a massive poster-style graphic on the back. And the designs themselves? They tap into these super niche communities with inside jokes and aesthetics that just scream, if you know, you know.
Okay, so now you know what to make. But how in the world do you create thousands of different designs for all these niches? Well, this is where you say goodbye to your traditional team and you hire a brand new workforce, your very own AI creative director and its team of digital employees.
So your new dream team is actually a suite of specialized AIs. You've got a trend hunter that's constantly scraping TikTok and Pinterest for the next big thing, way before it blows up. You've got a visual artist that can generate absolutely flawless graphics, a creative director that takes your kind of vague ideas and turns them into complex technical blueprints. And you've got a concierge that handles all your customer service 24/7. This one system does the work of an entire creative agency. It's incredible. And this team, it operates in this powerful, non-stop loop. First, it predicts a trend. Then, it designs the perfect product for it. Next, it helps you deploy a storefront ready to go. And finally, the moment an order comes in, the system automatically routes it to be made and delivered. It's a complete, hands-off cycle, all the way from a cultural signal to a package showing up at someone's door.
Now this is where the real magic happens. The AI basically acts as a translator. You give it a super simple, kind of vague idea like a cool lion on a t-shirt. The AI creative director then expands that into this incredibly detailed technical blueprint that's ready for the factory. It specifies the style, the resolution, the colors, the composition, literally everything needed for a perfect print. This step right here is what separates the amateur stuff from the truly professional products.
And this just hammers home the level of technical quality that's automatically baked in. See, for a professional print, you need a seriously high resolution. We're talking at least 3,600 pixels wide at 300 dpi. That's non-negotiable. The system's automated pipeline just handles it for you, using AI tools to upscale the image, remove the background, and make sure every single product is 100% retail grade.
Look, a great design engine is amazing, but it's only half the battle. If you really want to run an empire, you need to own your own tech stack. So let's talk about why it's so important to take back control from all those third-party platforms.
So you basically have a choice. You can go and rent space on a platform like Shopify. And yeah, it's convenient, but it means you're constantly paying them a cut, what they call a platform tax, on every single sale. And you have really limited control over your own data and workflows. Or you can build your own sovereign stack. And that gives you total control, way better margins, and the freedom to build a system that's truly one of a kind.
So how on earth do you manage thousands of different stores without needing thousands of different databases? Well, you use something called Row-Level Security, or RLS. The easiest way to think about it is like a digital bouncer that lives inside your one database.
It makes sure that every store's data is completely walled off, so store A can never ever see store B's information. It's the secret sauce to scaling securely without going broke. And this chart just lays it all out, plain and simple. The old way of doing things, giving every single tenant their own database schema, is crazy expensive and an absolute nightmare to maintain. The modern way, with a single database using RLS, it's drastically cheaper and so much easier to manage. It lets you scale to the moon without breaking the bank.
All right, so we've got the design, we've got the digital architecture. Now let's connect the final dots. Let's see how a simple line of code becomes an actual physical piece of cotton delivered right to a customer's doorstep.
The whole thing is managed by what's called the Universal Dispatcher. You can think of it as a digital courier, or maybe better yet, the logistical brain of your entire factory. The second an order comes in, this system intelligently figures out which printing partner in its network is the absolute best fit, and it optimizes for speed, cost, and product quality automatically.
And check this out. It has a whole ecosystem of partners to choose from, and each one has its own superpower. So if an order calls for that very specific 240 GSM heavyweight tee, boom, the dispatcher sends it to Qikink. If an order is going to a major city and needs to get there in 48 hours, it gets routed to Blinkstore. This smart, dynamic routing is what makes the fulfillment so incredibly efficient.
And the entire order life cycle is just seamless, and it's totally automated. A customer clicks buy, the dispatcher routes it, the factory prints. The very moment the factory ships it out, something called a webhook automatically triggers a WhatsApp message to the customer with their tracking link. The key takeaway here? Zero human intervention is needed from start to finish. And finally, let's talk about the most important part of any business, right? Getting paid. In this model, even the money trail is fully automated, instant, and completely transparent.
You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head. The future isn't about just selling products anymore. It's about orchestrating these complex, intelligent systems for design, for logistics, and, as we're about to see, for managing the money itself.
Here's exactly how it works. When a customer pays, let's say 799 rupees, the system instantly splits that payment. It automatically deducts the cost for the AI generation, the platform commission, and the payment gateway fee. The rest of it, the net profit, is settled instantly into the creator's bank account via UPI. Instantly.
I mean, this is a complete and total game changer for creators. It means zero inventory risk, no more chasing payments or dealing with collections, no more tedious manual accounting. You get paid the second a sale is made. And the system even protects your margins from those wild currency swings between the Indian rupee and the US dollar.
So it all boils down to this one simple idea. When you own the tech stack, you own your data, and most importantly, you own your margin. This is the core principle of building a truly sovereign, scalable business in this new era of commerce.
And that really just leaves us with one final question to think about. Are you content with building just another simple storefront? Or are you ready to build a full-blown AI-driven fashion factory, one that's designed to operate and scale at the speed of culture itself? The choice is yours.